Breaking news: thousands of UK state pensioners are now being urged to come forward and claim what could be life-changing amounts of money, with an average payout of £7,859 per person due to a major error involving both the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, and Revenue and Customs, HMRC, if you or someone you know received child benefit before the year 2000. Especially if they were a stay-at-home parent, this update could directly impact you or your loved ones. So, before we dive deep into what went wrong, who's affected, and how to claim your money, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on critical financial updates that could help you or your family. Now, let's unpack everything you need to know about this unfolding story. This error, which has already led to tens of thousands of people being paid backdated pension payments, stems from missing records related to Home Responsibilities Protection, HRP, a policy that was meant to protect parents, especially mothers, who took time off work to raise children and therefore didn't pay national insurance during those years. HRP was introduced to ensure that those who sacrificed their careers to care for their children weren't punished when it came to their state pension entitlement later in life. But here's the catch: due to a technical and administrative flaw, HRP credits were not correctly recorded for many parents who claimed child benefit before 2000. Now, why is this important? Your state pension is calculated based on the number of qualifying years on your national insurance (NI) record. If HRP credits weren't properly added, it means your NI record could show gaps even though you were eligible for protection. These missing years could significantly reduce the amount of pension you receive. In some cases, people who should have been receiving a full state pension have been underpaid for years without even knowing it. According to recent figures from the DWP, the average amount owed to each affected person is around £7,859, and in total, over £42 million has already been paid to individuals identified through this correction process. What makes this even more serious is that many of the people affected are older women, particularly those who were full-time mums during the 1980s and 1990s. Because child benefit claims were often made in the name of the mother, and national insurance numbers weren't always captured on these forms before the year 2000, large portions of HRP credit simply didn't make it onto people's records. But this isn't just about numbers or bureaucratic errors, it's about real lives, and for many, real financial hardship. Imagine going decades without knowing you were being underpaid, simply because of a system flaw. It's not just frustrating, it's deeply unfair. Fortunately, both HMRC and the DWP are now working to put things right. As of September last year, HMRC had processed over 37,000 applications from people already over the state pension age and more than 5,000 from individuals under the age of 66. And that's just the start. The government has confirmed that this is a top priority and that they are proactively trying to contact people who might be affected. In fact, HMRC has reportedly sent out over 300,000 letters to individuals who may have been impacted, and their online resources dedicated to this issue have already received almost 500,000 views. But while this outreach effort is significant, officials have acknowledged that progress has been slow and more needs to be done. Peter Schofield, the permanent secretary at the DWP, publicly acknowledged the seriousness of the situation earlier this year. He praised the work of teams involved in what he described as real detective work to find those who were owed money. He also issued a formal apology to affected pensioners and emphasized the department's commitment to correcting these historic underpayments. Schofield pointed out that restoring public confidence in the state pension system is essential, and addressing past mistakes is a critical part of that process. This isn't just a matter of fixing a spreadsheet. For many individuals, their pension is their only or main source of income in retirement. Receiving an extra £7,000 or in some cases even more can dramatically change their financial situation. Whether it's covering household bills, paying off debts, helping grandchildren, or simply providing a bit more comfort in their later years, this compensation is far more than just money. It's a long overdue recognition of years spent caring for others, a role that was supposed to be protected and valued by the state. Importantly, the DWP has also confirmed that the families or estates of people who have passed away may still be eligible to receive these underpayments. If your parent, grandparent, or another relative claimed child benefit prior to 2000 and has since passed away, it's still worth checking whether they were affected. In many cases, family members can claim the money owed on behalf of deceased relatives. This is particularly relevant given that many of the underpayments occurred so long ago and may have affected people who are no longer alive. So what should you do if you think you or someone you know might be affected? First, check your own national insurance record, which can be done for free on the official UK government website. Look specifically at the years between April 6, 1978 and April 5, 2000. Those are the critical years for HRP. If there are unexplained gaps during the time you were claiming child benefit, especially if you weren't working at the time, that could be a sign something is missing. You can also visit the HMRC website, which now has dedicated resources and forms for submitting an inquiry or claim. It's also worth noting that not everyone who is eligible has been contacted yet. Because this is such a complex issue involving millions of historical records, some cases are still being identified. That means you shouldn't wait for a letter. Be proactive and check your records yourself or encourage family members to do so. If you don't feel confident navigating this process online, there are services and support groups that can help. Many pension advice charities and citizens' advice branches are familiar with this issue and can guide you through the claims process. As the government continues working through thousands of these cases, progress is being made, though not as quickly as many would hope. So far, about 11,000 cases handed over to the DWP have been fully processed, with another 19,000 still in the pipeline. And while this represents solid progress, it also shows how much work remains. Officials acknowledge the slow pace and have promised to keep pushing forward until every eligible person receives what they are due. This entire situation serves as a reminder of just how important it is to regularly review our financial records, especially when it comes to something as vital as our pension. It also highlights the need for more robust systems that can prevent these kinds of errors from happening in the first place. After all, this wasn't a minor glitch, it was a decades-long oversight that affected the retirement of thousands of people, many of whom had no idea their futures were being shortchanged. So, if you're watching this and you suspect you or someone close to you might have been impacted by this child benefit and national insurance record issue, don't wait. Visit the official government sites, check your records, and if needed, submit a claim. It could result in a significant financial boost that you fully deserve. And remember, this isn't just about fixing the past, it's also about ensuring that similar mistakes aren't repeated. Let's hold our institutions accountable while making sure that every person receives the pension they've earned. For more updates like this, breaking financial news, and tips that help you navigate everything from pensions to benefits and taxes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Your future could depend on the information you learn here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.